In this video, I want to cover a new feature that we've introduced with our ESS portal version 4.5. It's called catalog item renders, but it's basically a mechanism by which you can attach a specific page to a catalog item, use your own widgets, and have a very custom experience to that catalog item. And really, a lot of what we're doing is handling the links so that every time you go to find the item, search, it'll take you to that specific page. Let me show you a couple of examples that we have kind of shipping. Now the items themselves aren't going to ship with any catalog items or renders attached to them, but I've got a couple set up in this environment. You will see these specific renders in the renders table. So let me first show you kind of what's in those records and those tables. So I'll go to like the step form as an example. Really all they are is a definition of the render and an explanation of what it is and what page to use in place of that kind of standard catalog item page. There's also another property for CSS, and I'll kind of give you an example as we get into this. There's also one for this PC refresh, same thing, just a different page. So what's going to happen is if I were to go look for one of these items, say mobile device request as an example. Right, so I've got catalog items in here, and if I pull up the catalog item, normally these are going to take me to that specific page, right, for the details. Right, so it's going to take me to the catalog item page, the form. But because I attach this render to this mobile device item, when I click on it, instead of doing a modal pop-up with that catalog item form, it's going to take me to that specific page. Now this particular one, the way this render is set up, is it's a full page to kind of step you through the different variables. So it'll kind of walk you through, here's my variables, right, another question, choice variable, kind of whether this is a tablet, iPhone, right, ultimately to kind of click through and find the different items that I want to select. And then ultimately check out at the end of this thing, right? And then a submit button to submit. So that's kind of the step form. Right, the other one that's kind of in here as well is you'll see it's kind of pinned here on refresh my computer, but the same thing would happen if I were to go through request service and look for, say, refresh as an example. Right, PC refresh, same thing. Instead of taking me to the standard catalog item page, it's taking me to this kind of render page, this refresh page, which has this unique widget to kind of step me through the kind of requirements of my PC refresh and ultimately submit a request, right, to submit that PC refresh. So let me show you kind of how you can set these things up, right? So to give you an example, I've created a new page for this confirmation form, and let me just kind of show you what I've done for this as an example. This is one you're not going to find in your shipped, right? So I've created a new page for this confirmation form to be kind of a step render item, and then I create a widget, and I'll show you what this widget looks like. And this one's a pretty simple example because all I'm really doing with this is kind of adding a kind of question to the user before they go to the standard catalog item form to verify that that they're okay with sharing private information that's going to be part of this catalog item form. And so a couple things to highlight. So this one, in essence, we're going to capture on the server side here. We're going to capture the sys_id of the catalog item. We're going to basically render that catalog item widget. And really all I'm doing there is I'm kind of hiding it behind the scenes so it looks like the catalog item form. I'm getting the confirmation prompt message that I want to deliver to the user. And then I'm getting some of that page-specific CSS that I might want to throw into the page. And I'll highlight this in a moment. And then ultimately on load, I'm popping up a modal that says this, that, or the other. If I say yes, then it takes me to that catalog item page right here. If I say no, then it takes me back to the catalog browse page. So that's kind of my page and widget that I've set up. All right, so now if I go back to the items, what I did is I took my Apple iPhone 6s Plus record. I adjusted the catalog render to have this confirmation form render kind of record on it, right? And I also had added some CSS styles here, which I'll kind of highlight in a moment how to do this. All right, so now when I go back to my request something page, now the 6s Plus is the one that I've set up through. So again, these other ones, if I click on this, you'll see standard catalog item form pops up. But because I've attached a render to this, where I go to this, it's going to take me to that form. Right, in this case, it again pops up this modal. If I say no, I don't agree, then it'll take me back to the shopping page. Right, also highlight because it'll mark it as viewed. If I click on the viewed, it's going to take me to that same kind of place. Right, and if I say yes, then it's going to take me to that catalog item page. kind of to actually place the order. So that's kind of how that renderer works. Again, an option to create your own pages, your own renders, attach them to the items as a way to kind of create a unique experience. So last thing, highlight just the styles on here, and a lot of this is just to highlight in the widgets. So we're injecting those page styles into the widgets page themselves. You'll also see, like in the case of this modal, we're injecting those into the modal as well. So they, in essence, gives you some options to provide some unique page experience. And just to kind of cover this one last time, so notice the mobile device request. I went through that step before. If I go to the software request, which is another step form, you'll see it has some slightly different styles to it. Software request. A lot of this is a different background, different colors, right? So kind of controlling some of the styling of this kind of step form can be done directly within these kind of CSS here. So that covers what I wanted to highlight as far as catalog item renders. I hope this was helpful in being able to see kind of some ability to provide a unique experience for some of your catalog item forms that maybe have a little more unique aspects to how they should be requested and tracked. Hope this was helpful. Thank you.